National Freedom Party says it is seriously considering setting 60 years as the age limit for its employees suitable for the representation of the party in parliament and provincial legislatures. It added that this was one of the submissions the party has received from its members as it prepares for the policy conference to be held towards the end of the year. The party concluded that high unemployment among youth is the country's #1 reason behind this strategy. Joining us to elaborate on its age limit strategy is NFP Secretary General Canaan Mdletshe. Mdletshe, good evening and thank you very much for your time and joining us tonight here on In Focus. So I looked at this and I thought this call for young political decision makers, is it because you believe in the capacity of young people to legislate, or are you trying to create employment?
Good evening, Thabo, and good evening to the viewers at home. It's a bit of both, but in the main, Thabo, ours is simple. We need to see young people getting to work. We need to see young people being employed. And therefore, we're saying that if everything goes according to plan and we are able to implement this decision, definitely young people are going to be representing the National Freedom Party come 2024. We don't want to see senior citizens warming the benches in Parliament and in the provincial legislatures because South Africa is getting younger. You see that South Africa is moving on a fast lane. The pace is getting too much for all this. That's why we are saying it's time now that we consider young people. It's time that we give them the opportunity to serve the country. And we believe that young people are better placed to take South Africa in the next level.
Have you created the enabling environment within the party for these young decision makers to thrive?
In the National Freedom Party, you can see that the generation that is currently in high positions are young people, because we don't want to be seen to be talking, but we want to act. We want to be one of the political parties that give opportunity to young people. And currently, as I'm telling you, the majority of the leaders from the branches right up to national is young people, because we believe in the youth. We believe that for South Africa to prosper come 20 years from now, you have to have young people taking the center stage. You have to have young people leading in various portfolios, including in Parliament, because if you look at the structure of our Parliament right now, if you look at the MPs in our Parliament, you'd be mistaken to think that it's an old age institution, because the majority of them are way over 60, and their contribution is limited simply because right now, if you need information, you need a budget to get all the information that you want, and some of these people are unable to utilize all the resources that they have, including the technology that we are currently using in the country.
Yeah. So what have you seen as the impact of this, the population getting younger and our parliament population getting older? What has been the impact of that generation gap?
Definitely, if you look at the time it takes for our parliament to pass some of the policies, it tells you that the problem is not with the policies themselves, but it's the people who must implement. We've got these challenges. As I'm saying that we've got senior citizens in Parliament who, when you ask them what is your take on this particular matter, they will start scratching their heads because you are putting them in a tight corner. So we are saying the National Freedom Party is simply saying that let's give young people a chance, because as I've indicated, the majority of them are old enough to be sitting at home with their grandchildren, playing around with them. And this has affected the performance of our country badly. That's why we've got so many bills that are taking long to be passed in Parliament, simply because the capacity is lacking. We've got people who will need to take them step by step before they can understand the importance of those particular bills or policies that are discussed in Parliament. And then if you look at the unemployment rate in South Africa, it's shocking. In fact, it is extremely disappointing and painful that 28 years later into democracy, we have 65.5% of young people who are loitering around doing absolutely nothing. That is why if you go around in our townships, Thabo, on a normal Wednesday, you'll be forgiven for thinking that it's a Saturday, because people are not working, they are loitering at home, they are sitting in corners of the street because they've got no job. That's why I say let's create opportunities. let's create a conducive environment for young people to get employed. And part of what we need to do is give them opportunities to lead. And we must appreciate the fact that there are some political parties who we must admit that they've given young people an opportunity in leadership positions. But that is not enough. If all of us, all political parties represented in Parliament, can take a decision that we are going to give young people an opportunity to lead, and I think South Africa is going to be a better country.
Now, there are, of course, maybe concerning implications of this decision in a democracy, something called ageism, where you're systematically, in a sense, discriminating against the older population, who, by the way, many would tell you there is some dividends we can gain, certainly as far as constitutional memory is concerned and their knowledge of how things are done. And are you at all concerned about that kind of potential trouble and implication of this decision?
Not at all. We are not concerned about that because we believe that the old people that we are talking about have served their purpose. They've run their race. I mean, some of them have been in the forefront of fighting for democracy for over 20, 30 years. I think it's time for them to retire, respectfully so. It's time for them to go home and enjoy the rewards of their hard work. We cannot keep on having these people sleeping in Parliament because age does not allow them to sit for 4 to 8 hours in a day, because you know that sometimes Parliament sessions will take 16 hours a day. Therefore, these people cannot handle that because of their age. Let's give them enough respect. Well, we do respect them, but let's give them an opportunity to go home and retire, to enjoy the benefits of their hard work. We are saying that we recognize the role they've played, and we'll keep on embracing them, we'll keep on appreciating what they've done for us. But I think it's high time that we think about the future. And the future does not necessarily relies on the senior citizens of this country, but on the young people, on the 25-year-olds to 35-year-olds and above. Those are the people who are going to take South Africa forward.
Now, this demographic shift is not something that will happen overnight. It will require that you take a deliberate step in promoting and supporting and capacitating the skills of young people to participate actively in our parliament. So what is the leadership training that you will need to embark on as the NFP?
I think the fact that we are talking about this issue today, to me, it tells me that we are taking a step in the right direction. The fact that people will be engaging, will be debating on this particular topic, it's something that means something that demonstrates that we are raising a relevant topic for people to discuss. But going forward, I think it will be important that we take cognizance of the fact that the majority of young people of this country have got enough skills. We've got young people with PhDs who are at home right now as we speak because they cannot find employment. They are unemployable. We've got people with degrees. Therefore, we must never underestimate the fact that young people of South Africa have done enough for them to be recognized as people with tertiary experiences. Therefore, we need to give them an opportunity. Yes, they must be trained here and there, but I can tell you, Thabo, that the majority of young people are ready to take the baton and move South Africa forward without even having to go through a particular training. Because most of them, as I'm speaking to you now, are sitting at home with their certificate, with their diplomas. They are ready. They are looking for employment, but they can't find it. Therefore, I think it's opportune time that we use the fact that South Africa has got a serious challenge of employment by creating an environment that is conducive for young people to be able to exercise and use their skills and capabilities. And part of that, what we must do is employ them in leadership positions, is to give them an opportunity to showcase their potential in Parliament. Because, as I've indicated, right now, Thabo, we are living in a fourth industrial revolution. We're expecting young people to be able to use all these gadgets that are in the market. And those are the opportunities that young people must grab. And we are saying as the National Freedom Party, let's allow young people a space to showcase their skills. Let's allow them to showcase their experience, because there are young people as young as 18, but who've got enough experience to raise issues in Parliament, to pass bills that are going to assist in taking our country forward.
Yeah. One would then say, let's look at the party itself. I mean, intrinsically within the party, this means you would need to somewhat decentralize your procedures for candidate selection in order to make way for young people. How does that then work? I know you're going to the policy conference. How does that work in practice and on paper? What does it look like in as far as the process that you embark on in the selection of leaders within the organization?
Ours is simple. Right now, our members are engaging on these issues and others as we are preparing for a policy conference. And we believe that during those deliberations, then we'll be able to come up with a concrete plan on how we're going to do it. But I must say, Thabo, that this is not the first time that we are raising this issue as the National Freedom Party. We raised it before, and if you look at our councillors right now, perhaps 1 or 2 out of 56 councillors that the NFP has got currently, maybe 1 or 2 who are over the age of 60. All other councillors of the NFP are below, are 50 and then below, because this is something that we discussed previously, and we said that if we want to see local government changing, if we want to see local government talking to young people of this country, we must make sure that even our councillors are young people who are able to wake up even at 2 a.m. and attend to issues that concern the public. For us, it would be simple, Thabo. We've done this before in our local government elections, and we are going to continue with it. But what is currently happening is that our members are discussing this matter, and during our policy conference, we will have concrete resolutions where we put this in paper so that we are implementing it come 2024. But what I can assure the viewers right now is that in 2024, if there is one MP of the NFP who will be 60 and above, I am prepared to work naked in the entire Gauteng province.